The other night, I made a small little joke about who schedules events on like game days, like Broncos games. So now I'm to blame for that. So my apologies. If I don't know if Peyton got the record. Who knows? Did he? He did? Great. So, that's what I was most worried about. Some of y'all are checking your phones. I assume maybe that's what you're checking, or you're texting your friends like, get here. You can do both of those right now. All right. So my name is Albert Bimper. I'm your Senior Associate Athletics Director. This is the inaugural, the first ever, Declare Your Major Day. An opportunity for us to celebrate your academic commitment to excellence, your choices that you've been making along your ideas about what you'd like to do in your careers beyond your sport. We want to pause and celebrate this moment as you've declared your major. Some of you have already declared in this past spring or over the summer, and this is an opportunity for you to publicly showcase that side of you as a student athlete. For others, there are going to be a few that are actually signing today, and this will be your official Declare Your Major Day. So I want to welcome you all. Many of you, we don't get y'all to show up early to a lot of events, so I was pretty surprised y'all were here on time, and some a little early. You've already begun eating your salads. That was going to be my big pitch, begin eating, but y'all got that covered. So we're gonna start right now. The meal will be coming out, so we'll spend a few minutes. You'll have your meal, and then we'll start with the video. So once the video plays, we're going to begin. All right? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dalen Dawkins, class of 2017. Here I spent my freshman year at Purdue, and I decided to transfer out here. Just thought this was the best fit for me.
And a quick give. Dawkins broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, breaking loose on a handoff. A hole up the middle, wide open. Touchdown, Dawkins!
I'm a sociology major with a minor of criminal justice. I like learning about law and crime, things in that nature. I love that it's a team sport. You need everybody to succeed, and you need all your teammates, and it's just a family. I know you could do a lot with a college degree, and I'm excited to get one, and I feel very blessed for this opportunity.
A few months ago, we hired our new athletics director, Joe Parker, who many of you have met at this point. And he has really spent the last few months working with the leadership team across the department, working with SAC and the leadership team of our student athletes, working with coaches and other staff to really define who we are and what we're about, who we've been in the past and where we're going. We spent some diligent time really thinking about what our mission is. And we've come down to, I guess you could say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Oftentimes they say do it in 10, so we beat that by half. Good job, Joe. 5 words of your mission. And it's simple. It's to educate, engage, and excel. Tonight is about educating, and it's also about excelling. It's about the opportunity that you've gotten here to come to CSU, the opportunity you get to further your education, and then make your lives go in a lot of different paths that you may not have thought it would be a few years ago or a year or two ago when you left high school. The opportunity is so open for you right now. And again, pausing and celebrating is a guiding principle, and we want to make sure that we do that tonight. I want to introduce a gentleman that's come back to speak to all of you on this special day. I would say that, obviously he predates our new mission. Dr. James Bennett began his career at CSU in 1996 as a student athlete, and now he was an alum of 2001 class. As a Ram football player, he started 38 games on the defensive line. He earned academic all-conference accolades in all 4 seasons when we were once the WAC and now the Mountain West. In 2000, he was named the AXA Liberty Bowl Scholar Athlete and designated with Verizon Wireless Academic All-American Honorable Mention honors. Dr. Bennett was named the recipient of the Merrill Ginn Award from CSU, which honors the year's most distinguished male student athlete. In 2008, Dr. Bennett graduated from dental school and joined the United States Army. In the Army, he served at the United States Military Academy at West Point. and was deployed to Iraq. At the conclusion of his active duty service obligation, he transitioned into the Ohio Army National Guard and operates as a state dental officer responsible for the dental health of over 10,000 soldiers. He currently owns a private dental practice in Westlake, Ohio, and is a father of 4. Probably his greatest accomplishment and wisest move was marrying his wife, the former Bobby Vassos, who is also a Colorado State tennis alum. He and his family currently reside in Cleveland, Ohio. He's a Browns fan, so obviously he doesn't have what we have out here. Sorry. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Jamie Bennett.
A one-way conversation similar to this, so I'm just going to pick one. I just wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to be here, and thank Dr. Bimper for putting this together, and all the support staff here. So, they asked me to come and talk a little bit to you guys about my path in life and how I ended up to be standing in front of you to talk today. We grew up today, got the CDA, I always get my juices flowing, I get excited. Got the boot back yesterday, that fires me up. I know you guys are doing great things here at CSU. So I wanted to kind of start, I get these little slides to kind of keep me on point, because I have a tendency to ramble and talk a little bit. Can everybody hear me? That's loud in the back? I just want this up here because this is the most important thing. I have so much pride in Colorado State. I love it. I tell people, when I'm in Ohio, they don't know what Colorado State is. They say, go to Colorado State University, that's where I went to school, and they go, that's a bus, it fixes me up. I'm really angry. But you know, I don't need that.
We need that.
Oh, you need it? I got something else to hold now. Colorado State means a lot to me. When I was in Iraq, I had a fellow named Orb Shambly, who I've never met. He was a former student athlete here. He organized a weekly care package to me. And every week I'd get a letter from someone from Colorado State who was a former athlete here. Didn't know them. They told me about their experiences here, what they were doing in life. And I thought that was just a real nice tie to what I'm talking about here is we're a family. Any of you guys ever needs anything, we'll all be here for you. I want you to remember that. So one thing I want to talk to you about is, you know, this thing today, this Declare Your Major Day. When I came to Colorado State, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. A lot of you probably are in the same boat. But it's important that when you're here, you have fun. This is the best time of your life. I'm sure a lot of you have too much fun. That's okay. But it's important to have goals while you're here and to set goals to move forward so you can accomplish the things you want to do. And always remember to be flexible. So when I grew up, I wanted to be a football player. And I'm sure a lot of you wanted to be these athletes that you are. And I want to tell you, you know, you look up here at these statistics, you are. That's what you are. So congratulations. You've accomplished your lifelong goals already. Now you got to set new goals because you can only play so many you can only play so many volleyball games and football games. Sooner or later you got to be done with it. And my body and Anthony's body, everybody who played football will tell you, your body starts to hurt a little bit after 30, so be ready for it. Today's about choosing a path, where you're going to start off. There's 8 colleges here. I don't know if everyone's going to select from those 8, but there's enough here that everyone should be able to select something. Are they all 8 here? Are they 7? Oh, there's only 7 now. 7 here, okay. So when people go to college, when I came, there was open option, which is basically undecided. And I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I think if I told you my path, which I'll do shortly, you'll see that you're just like everybody else if you don't fully know where you're headed. I wanted to put the word respect up here because as student athletes, I remember a lot of my teammates would talk about school and didn't have confidence in themselves. Again, you guys are top-notch athletes. You had to work hard to get to where you're at. So respect that you can do anything you want to. I envy you guys. You have so much potential in this room to do anything you want to do in life. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be an engineer, anything you want, it's all in front of you right now. You just have to seize that opportunity. Everyone in this room, support staff, athletic department, they're here to support you because they want to see you do this. This will be one of the biggest days of your life. And it means so much to you, and it starts today. Well, it started when you came here, but we're continuing that journey, that pathway. So a little bit about my journey. When I came to Colorado State, I told you I was undecided. Well, I changed my major a couple times. The first day I thought I'm going to be a history major because history is cool. And I really like that, and I wanted to learn stuff. I like weird facts. I went to my first day of history major classes, and I found out about how many papers I had to write. So I lasted in the history department for one day, and the next day I was a business major. Well, I did a semester of business school, and I thought, well, this is kind of abstract. This is kind of abstract for me. What else can I do? Well, I decided I'm going to be an education major because education seems cool and fun and easy, and I had fun with it. Well, eventually I had to go student teach, and that's hard work. I don't know if anyone, excuse me, in here has ever known it or has a parent or something that's a teacher. It's not easy to be a teacher. It's not easy to be a coach. Lots of long, hard hours go into that stuff. So it's important that you recognize those people and thank them in your life. Sooner or later, you're going to have your last game. You're going to have your last competition, whether you go play professional sports or not. Sooner or later, it comes to an end. So have a plan. Be flexible and have fun. One of my favorite quotes is one by Louis Pasteur. He's a French scientist. It says, "Chance favors the prepared mind." And basically what that means to me is that if you just let things happen to you in life, they will. Sometimes they'll be good things. Sometimes they won't be. But if you prepare yourself and you set yourself up for the future, better things tend to happen for you. So for me, one of the biggest plans I ever had was to have a family. That was my number one goal in life. And this is what life is about to me, is my family. All the other things you do in life, once you have a family, they change. I've got 4 kids, Luke, Ellie, Anna, and Jake. And then I met my wife here. So this is another thing I would at CSU. I met my wife here. She's a tennis player. Now, I met her a couple days before my last football game, so it really didn't have much to do with the athletics. But CSU, it shapes your life. So some of you guys in here, probably going to marry somebody in here someday, possibly if you're lucky. That's why I tell some of the guys coming here, make sure you sit next to one of the pretty girls. So one thing you can always consider is when you're going out into the real world and after you graduate, you can always continue your education. Don't ever feel like it's too late. So like I said, I was an education major. I student taught, and I thought, hey, this isn't for me. I can't do this. It was real hard work. I didn't want to put in that kind of work because I thought I was going to be a teacher and it was going to be easy and I was going to be a football coach and life would be just like it was. Well, that's not how it works, okay? I went and worked for a few years and I decided I can do something different. Ultimately, I decided to become a dentist, and dentistry is a really cool thing. Now, again, when I went to dental school, I wasn't even sure I wanted to be a dentist. My dad was a dentist, and I thought, hell, I'll try it. I found out I loved it, so it's great. But again, have a plan, be flexible, and have fun. So in closing, I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that anything you ever need from any RAM, myself, or anybody else you've ever met here, they're here to help you. Remember that. Some of you may have a job just like theirs someday. Dr. Bimper was a football player here. Sooner or later, he comes back and he gives back to you guys. Remember that. All right? And I guess Dr. Bimper has another video he wants to show. And thank you guys so much for letting me come talk to you today.
My name is Meg Lloyd, and my graduating class is 2017. I chose CSU because when I was taking all of my recruiting trips, I wanted to pick a school that I'd be happy at if I wasn't swimming too, just in case I got injured or I wanted to stop or something. And I love the mountains, and CSU had a great team, a great athletic department, and it's a great school, so it was just a perfect fit for me. My major right now is apparel merchandising with a concentration in product development. After I graduate, I might want to go to grad school for a textiles program, or in the end, I'd really like to end up working for a company developing different products for athletic wear. I think there's a lot of different performance capabilities that we're still going to find out.
I want to now introduce to you one of your own peers. Ms. Holly Ranke came to CSU from nearby Littleton, Colorado. She followed her father's footsteps, who is also a CSU alum. A cool fact that I found was she was born on Christmas Eve. Is that right? I was like, is this real? Okay. My son was born December 22nd, so he's like half cute, half expensive, so I know what it's like. Yeah. Holly appeared in 36 contests last year and started in 28. She posted a 5.23 ERA last year. Last year, she pitched 13 complete games, including 3 shutouts and 1 save. She caught 38 batters looking. That means she struck them out. They were just standing there, didn't see the ball. Which tied 3rd place in the Mountain West last year. She also caught 7 runners stealing, so don't think you can run on her either. She logged a season high of 9 strikeouts against Bryant on February 9th last year. She also has the ability as a slugger, represented by her 2 hits for doubles in a win against Nevada. Holly earned Mountain West Academic All-Conference honors last year. Without further ado, please welcome your very own Holly Ranke.
Hello. I'm more of a podium type person. I don't really have the loud voice. My name is Holly Ranke. I am a senior this year, and I obviously play on the softball team. I'm majoring in health and exercise science with a concentration in health promotion and a minor in gerontology. I know, it's a mouthful. I definitely did not come into college thinking this is what my degree would be. As all of you know, you come to college and you meet countless new people. For small talk, you always get asked 2 questions: where you're from and what's your major. It got to the point that I would walk up to someone and say, health and exercise science, Littleton, before I even said my name. As if this defines me as a person and gives people some way to define me. I still get asked these 2 questions even though I'm a senior. I don't know about you, but I always wanted to sound smart and come off worthy of the approval of the people who asked me what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. We do not want to say undeclared and come off as indecisive and lost. But personally, I grew up in a family where my father is a lawyer, my mom is an accountant, and my sister graduated from the Colorado School of Mines with a degree in mechanical engineering. So coming to college, I decided to follow my sister's lead and put my major down as mechanical engineering, not having any idea what that would entail. So there I was, a freshman, running around this huge campus, going from calculus to chemistry to introduction to mechanical engineering, and not liking any of it. If I'm honest, I did this all just to win the approval of the people who would ask me what I was studying and what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I wanted to receive that small nod of approval. Now, don't get me wrong, I think a mechanical engineer degree is a great accomplishment, and I applaud anyone who can do that while also competing in Division I athletics, but that path just wasn't for me. After a short time, and I mean very short time, I knew I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted with my future career, while everyone around me seemed like they knew what they wanted to do since they were like 2. Like any rational 19-year-old adult, I called my mom crying. After this episode, I changed my major to undeclared, the very thing I had feared the most. Some of you in this room probably know the feeling I'm talking about. Uncertainty, fear of the unknown, and the pressure to decide when you don't have any clue what you want. Through the grace of God, this was actually the best decision for me. I sought help from counselor after counselor and established 2 things. 1, I wanted to help people, and 2, I like sports. This led me to discovering health and exercise science. Through this major, I found people who were very similar to me, and I made friends with NARPs. NARP stands for non-athletic regular people. Us athletes are so nice for giving nicknames. Anyway, I started to love my classes and love learning for the first time in my life. Because my classes were about sports and the human body, which itself is an amazing piece of machinery created by God. I found it all extremely interesting. Yet, I was still unsure what exactly I wanted to do with my degree. One of my courses was called Adult Fitness. There's a gym on CSU campus that is solely for 65-plus individuals. In Adult Fitness, all the students are personal trainers for these senior citizens. So naturally, I thought I was going to go in and help all these old people get strong and buff. But what actually happened was they changed my life. I discovered that I loved working with this age group. I strongly believe everything happens for a reason, and God works things together for his good. A woman came into one of my classes as a guest speaker and discussed the gerontology minor. And for those of you who looked at me a little funny, gerontology is the study of aging. After her lecture, I spent hours, no joke, checking to see if I was able to do my minor in my remaining time at CSU. To my amazement, every single credit hour worked perfectly with my insane softball schedule. God is good. I knew I was being called to work with this older generation. So here I am today, coming up on my last semester at CSU. I'll be graduating with a degree in health and exercise science and a minor in gerontology. I feel so incredibly blessed. I'm looking to work with rehabilitation for senior citizens and hope to teach them how amazing exercise is for our bodies. This is my own story, and all of you in this room have your own story. Maybe you got lost and confused along your path like I did, or maybe you were that lucky 2-year-old who fixed your dad's car, and so now you're majoring in mechanical engineering and actually liking it. Whatever your story is, I hope you recognize that it is a broken but blessed road. It led you to where you are today. This Declare Your Major Day event is very exciting. You're declaring your major at one of the top universities in the country while also participating in Division I athletics. This makes you in the top 10% of people who played in high school. He had the stats earlier, so hopefully you memorized those. In other words, you are rare. But when I say rare, don't get a big head on me and think you're better than anyone else, but stay humble and think about the amazing opportunity you've been given. Coinciding with staying humble, you must also work hard. You had to work hard to learn your sport, you had to work hard to make varsity in high school, you had to work hard to get recruited, and now you're working hard at becoming a successful Ram on your college team. So why stop there? Keep going. A famous book, the Bible, says that whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as for working for the Lord rather than for people. When you graduate from CSU and are all done with your sport, all that you're going to have is a big smile on your face and a degree in your hand. Make that degree be the thing you're most proud about and what you put the most work into, because that is what will last your entire life. So, fellow student athletes, as you finally get to declare your major today, I hope you revel in the fact that you're extremely blessed with an opportunity to make a difference in your future. Congratulations, I can feel the relief in this room now that the decisions have been made. Don't forget, work hard and go Rams.
Austin Boyho, would be class of 2018 in Colorado State. What I love most about my sport is kind of the challenge. You know, throwing, it's an individual sport. You know, it's kind of that, you know, when you step into the ring, it's only you in the ring and nobody else in the ring. You know, nobody can really help you. You know, it's all kind of about you and yourself and what can you do, what can you prove on that day in the ring. I'm a mathematics major, and short and simple, I'm a nerd. I love math. You know, I was a computer science major before I was math, and I liked programming and things like that. You know, but it just didn't quite click. After I graduate from here, the goal would be to find some sort of job, and I don't know quite what that wants to be yet. I feel like I either want to be an actuary, which kind of goes into, you know, the mathematics of like risk management for like insurance companies or things like that, or maybe being a math teacher, because I feel like, you know, either, you know, at our age, you either love math because you had that one math teacher that really helped you understand and enjoy math, or you've already had that one math teacher that just wrecked it for you for the rest of your life and made you scared of math. You know, I think, you know, declaring your major is something, you know, a little underestimated in terms of, you know, it's a big decision, you know, it's setting up your life, you know, for after college when you're an adult, and, you know, being an adult can be scary sometimes, and, you know, not everyone knows what they want to do, so I think it's something that, you know, is significant and should be celebrated when you pick that major.
Another round of applause to our speakers, Dr. Bennett and Holly. This event, like I mentioned, is the first. So this is the first at CSU, but this is the first in the country. This is us trying to do something very different and think about, in a way that we think about our careers after sport. Myself, I came here from Dallas, Texas, and didn't know what I was going to do. I took my recruiting trip, and I went to the business school. When they saw my transcript, they never took me back to the business school. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought that everybody went to college majored in business, so I thought it was like an ignorant question when Coach Ellers used to ask me, what are you going to major in? I was like, what are you going to major in? That's a dumb question. But it was my own ignorance. This was big. I ended up majoring in health and exercise science. Funny story. So I'm going to take you on some tangents. So I told my dad that I majored in health and exercise science, and he looked at me and said, ain't nothing healthy about you. I said, I'm trying to change that. That's why I majored. He said, good luck. You might want to go back to business. No, but it was a big decision for me. And I would say that my education has lasted much longer than just the football careers, the memories. I appreciate the memories I had with my teammates and the memories I had here at CSU across the department. But those that invested in me was what I really remember, what I really appreciate the most. Tonight is about investment in yourself. It's about all those that you've been working with in the Career Center and the academic staff to invest in your decision making so that you can be the best you one day, if you're not already there now. All right, so my bad, Lorinda, you're good. But it's about investment. Our speakers tonight and the videos that we watch, 3 words come to mind for me: preparation, investment, and a path. How are you preparing yourself? What might be your path? It's not going to be a straight line. There will be decisions that you make, and these are your majors that you select today. No one can guarantee you stay there, but at least you've put some thought into it, and that's what we're asking for. And that thought is your investment. Take pride in that investment. Respect that privilege. Honor that privilege. And you will be your very best. So here comes the fun part. Now we get to do just like signing day. We're going to go to these tables, and we want you to have your photo op. We want to have your day in front of the cameras. Over here you have tables 1 through 4 that are by colleges. These first 3 tables are liberal arts, and then you see the signs. All right. So you'll break off by the table they told you when you checked in, and we have our attendants that can take their positions now if they'd like. Attendants will be helping you work through your tables. You'll have the lights and cameras all in your face. Enjoy it. And again, this is the moment that you get to celebrate, but it really was about your opportunity to talk with the Career Center. All right? Think about what you want to do. Go back to the Career Center. Go back to the academic staff and have those questions. Have those conversations because they're very important. So at this time, again, you'll get your own pen that I hope you keep. All right? Don't throw it away. It's a nice pen. We spent some money on it. Sign your certificate, and at the end, we have a few athletes that are going to make a decision that no one knows where they're going to go, so you got to stay around for this, all right? And so this is going to be good, and then we'll do a photo op. At this point, just have y'all can stand up and break to your tables, all right?